All right, who were King David's secret service? So we go to the first book of the Kings, chapter 1. We see here one of King David's sons, Adonijah. Verse 5. Then Adonijah, the son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And he prepared him chariots and horsemen and 50 men to run before him. And his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, Why hast thou done so? And he also was a very goodly man, and his mother bare him after Absalom. And if we come over to verse 8, but Zadok the priest, and Benaniah the son of Jehoiada, and Nathan the prophet, and Shimei, and Rei, and the mighty men which belonged to David, were not with Adonijah. So the mighty men are King David's secret service. They are his best. They are his bodyguards. And I will show you who these guys are. So if we go over to 1 Samuel 30, so this is when the Amalekites actually attacked the Philistines and Judah. So that's the southern tribe of Israel. And the men were all distraught, and they were about to stone King David because of what had happened. So King David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. So King David asked the Lord what he should do, and the Lord said, go after them. So King David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Besor. Those that were left behind stayed. So 200 men stayed behind because they were faint. So some of these guys are King David's bodyguards. Why? Well, there is a little town that the Amalekites invaded called the Cherethites. And I believe this is part of, it's almost like a border town between Judah and the Philistines. So they said we burned Ziklag. So I think these people had maybe a mixture of Philistines and Hebrews living there. So the Amalekites defeated the people that were there. And this is why King David went after them with his mighty men, because that's where they lived. So King David was helping them out, and obviously getting his 2 wives back as well. Then if we go over here, some of the men that were mixed in were wicked men. They wanted to kill they didn't want to give any of the spoils to the guys that remained behind to guard everything because they were faint. Let's go over to, that's just a side note, let's go over to 2 Samuel. This is important. We'll look at it later because this will make more sense. So chapter 8, verse 18. And Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. So Benaniah is basically over the host of King David's army. And in fact, he's over the secret service, or David's mighty men. These guys are the best of the best. These are David's bodyguards. And if we go over to 2 Samuel 15, verse 18, when they were basically fleeing from Jerusalem, King David, so verse 18, this is chapter 15, and all his servants passed on beside him, and all the Cherethites, and all the Pelethites, and all the Gittites, 600 men, which came after him from Gath, passed on before the king. So these are the men that went with King David when he ended up joining the army of the Philistines for a while and pretending he was crazy and all this kind of stuff. So these are the men that fought all the people while he was with the Philistines, and he was fighting other armies and stuff, and pretending that he was attacking Israel. But these were the 600 men that were with him. Again, his bodyguards. And lastly, go over to verse 20, or chapter 20, I should say. Verse 7. This is why you highlight these little things, because then you can quickly find them. So chapter 20, verse 7. And there went out after him Joab's men, and the Cherethites, and the Pelethites, and all the mighty men, and they went out of Jerusalem to pursue after Sheba, the son of Bichri. So just kind of interesting, because going back in 1 Kings, these are the mighty men that ended up bringing Solomon on King David's mule and brought him to Gihon to anoint him as king. So King David's mighty men transferred over to take care of King Solomon, which is kind of cool. Anyways, those are King David's mighty men, the Secret Service. Thanks for watching.